Alright, Shalom. Before I get started, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rechach Wadash. Double honor to the elders apostles, great millstone who rule well and teach well, and who are the true leaders of Israel today. Start with Elder Pastor Tahar on down. And I also like to give double honor to the head and the elder of the Man of Israel camp, the Ak Chazak, whom I teach under down here in Greenville, South Carolina. Alright, to y'all, I'd like to say Shalom. And also, by the way, Shalom teaches Sit Akin that's pushing his word and his truth and all sincerity and righteousness in these last days. Alright, to y'all, I'd like to say Shalom. Alright, I'm coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah with another exhortation video, and Lord willing, alright, this video will be found edifying. And as you can see by the screen, all right, on this coming from the End Time headlines, all right, and this article came out yesterday, you know, and I'm just not doing the video. I seen the article yesterday, and I was going to decide to do a video on it today. But anyway, let's jump straight into it. As you can see, man, this is just, you know, sad, man. It just goes to show you that these women are sick, man. These women are truly sick in the head, man. That's another reason Yahweh Shah got to speed up this place. All right, we got to burn this place, man, because these women are treacherous, man. They don't give a damn. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying the man no better, but these women are worse than man, you know. But it says sick mother burns infant to death with hair dryer. It says parties it up on vacation while on bail awaiting trial. So this bitch done burn her child up and then partying while on bail. My thing is, why the fuck did y'all even give her bail anyway, man? You know, knowing she did something horrific like that. You know, who thinks about burning a child with a hairdryer, man, and then turn around and get out on bail and just party like nothing ever happened? You know, that's a sick individual, man. That's a demon. You know, it says burns infant to death with a hairdryer. Party it up on vacation while on bail awaiting trial. So she basically waiting for her trial. She got out on bail. They gave her a bail for whatever reason. Because I can guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, if it was a so-called Negro woman, or even, you know, like Spanish Native Indian, you know, one of the tribes, they probably wouldn't have got a bail, especially the nigger woman. You know, Issachar and them, Northern Kingdom, you know, they probably had a better chance of getting a bail before the nigger woman. But it goes to show you that this is privilege as well, man. You know, because she shouldn't be able to get no bail knowing she did a crime like that. You know, this goes to show you, man, hey, man, the justice system is fucked up, man. You know, but my thing is, you know, why burn your child to death with a hair dryer? Because them shits get hot, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Them shits can really get hot, and depending on how old that child is, they can't withstand that type of heat, you know? So I could just imagine the torture that baby had to go through. But at the end of the day, hey, man, nobody is innocent in this world that we living in. Because you have a nigga be like, oh, that was just a baby. And nah, that baby probably did something in his past life to receive that type of judgment, you know? But, you know, the average people out here don't think that way, because they don't know. But anyway, it said this happened in Scottish mother. Well, she's Scottish. I ain't saying she's from the country. You know, it says Scottish mother who subject her 3-month-old. So this daughter was 3 years old. This child was 3 months old. Not even a fucking 6 months. Not even half a year. But it says 3-month daughter to prolong searing heat from a hairdryer, leaving the infant with injuries so catastrophic that first responders intentionally believe she had been caught in a house fire, has been sentenced to 6 years in prison. So it basically, the way she got burnt by this hairdryer, looked like she got burnt in a house fire. That's tough. And then y'all telling me she's only looking at 6 years? Come on, man. That is crazy. She just took the life of her own daughter and only get 6 years? That's crazy work, man. Like I said, man, let that would have been a so-called Negro woman, or, you know, one of the tribes, man, they would have lived that life or got deported. You know, that's sad, man. That's crazy. You know, it says, according to a report from New York Post, the case has drawn sharp criticism not only for briefly. It says the case has drawn sharp criticism not only for the bravery of the term, but also for the fact that the woman was permitted to travel abroad and celebrate while awaiting trials. Yeah, so the people out here like, she was able to do all this. Why she was able to do all that? Why being, you know, out on bail? She shouldn't have been able to travel nowhere, nothing. It goes to show you, man, that these so-called white women or these so-called white people, they get liberty, you know, way more liberty than, you know, the tribes, man. Because like I said, man, let that would have been a Negro or, you know, a nigger woman or something. Shit, they wouldn't even have got bail at that, you know. It says Courtney Gershaw, 28, solely responsible for Little Daily Rose Gershaw on the night of September 30th, 2023 at their home in Peterhead, Aberdeenshire. She has been drinking. So this happened in 2023. I guess her trial just not happening. That's crazy. Damn. But anyway, it says using. Oh damn! I forgot I had my damn GPS on. It said using the hairdryer, she applied significant and sustained heat to the baby's head and body, fatally injuring her. Emergency crew arrived to find the child already dead at the scene. Her burns so extensive that respondents at the first assumed she had been trapped in a raging fire. So that's tough, man. I ain't gonna read no more of this article. But as you see, man, this woman is sick, man. You know, this woman is truly sick. And like I said, you have niggas that feel sorry for her, the little child. But, you know, it is fucked up, don't get me wrong. But, hey, at the end of the day, like I said, man, who should pray as being innocent? No, I'm not innocent. The brothers that's around me not innocent. The rest of the elect members not innocent. Even the elect is not innocent. Lord willing, will that number, but even we not innocent, man. You know? So who makes you think y'all innocent or that baby is innocent? None of us is innocent. We still have stuff that we had to pay for. It's the book of Job, chapter 4 and verse 7. It says, remember I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? You see that? Nobody was innocent. Nobody is innocent. All right, that's on earth today. Nobody is innocent, man. I don't care, you know, if you just came straight out of the womb. You're not innocent. You trust and believe you is not innocent because 9 times out of 10, you did something in your past life that you still have to pay for, man. You know? You still have to pay for stuff in your past life. And that baby, hey, just came straight out of the womb and had to pay for something that they did in their past life. They had to receive a hard judgment like that. That means that baby did something harsh in his past life. That the Lord judged that baby like that. I don't know if the baby was a boy or a girl, but I'm pretty sure it was a girl though. But that goes to show you, man, hey, nobody's innocent. Because why else would the Lord put this baby to death like that? That baby had to do something in his past life for the Lord to judge that baby the way he judged that baby. You know, to get burned like that at the age of 3 months by the hand of your mother at that. You see? Anyway, let's go to Matthew 24 and 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You see? Iniquity is bounding. It means it's getting worse. It said, and the love of many shall wax cold. This was cold-hearted by that mother, man. To burn your own child, and then turn around, get out on bail, and just party like you never killed her. Like you don't even consider your daughter no more. Like, damn, I did kill my daughter. What the fuck was I thinking? At least you couldn't even have that type of mindset. This goes to show you, man, the people out here are waxing cold, waxing worse. So just imagine in the day of wrath how cold-hearted people are gonna be. How friends gonna turn on you like they would never were your friends. If they doing this to their own daughters and own children, just imagine how the fuck these people gonna be towards you. They really gonna be cold-hearted. You just a friend. They don't give a damn about you. It's gonna get worse out here, man. You're gonna see a lot of people that love many shit wax cold within family members as well. Even with family members, the love of many is gonna wax cold. You're gonna be like, damn, I love my mama. Next thing you know, you hate her. Vice versa. Because the scripture do say, roughly paraphrasing, the scripture do say that a man foe should be there in his household. What it say? The daughter should fight against the mother, the son against the father, roughly paraphrasing. Come on, man. The love of many is gonna wax cold out here. And it already is. And like I said, it's only going to increase, man. So let's get this last scripture, then we're going to close it out. It's the book of Job, chapter 39 and verse 16. It says, she is hardened against her young ones. You see that? That Edomite woman was hardened against her young one by, torturing her little 3-month-old baby like that, man. It says she is hardened against her young ones as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. You see that? It said as though they were not hers. So she treated that little child like it wasn't hers. Oh, I'm going to burn this baby up. I don't give a damn about this baby. And then when I get out on bail, I'm going to party. What the fuck? What type of mindset is that, man? That's a demon that was on that woman, man. Because I can't see nobody, just killing their child just to kill them. And then get out like nothing ever happened. That's a crazy ass mindset. That woman's head needs to be examined. Like for real. Because why? Why burn your 3-month-old child? What did that baby even do for you to even, burn it? Besides crying. And that's a lot of reason. I mean, that's the main reason, these women, end up killing their child at that early age, because they can't deal with all the the crying and, the baby staying up all night, and then they're exhausted, so their mind is all over the place, and then, let alone, they may be going through what that shit called, postpartum, whatever that shit called, so ain't no telling why, she did what she did. I mean, only she really knows why she did it. And that's something she got to live with. Maybe, some sense will snap back to her, and then she'll feel the conscience, and feel guilty. Because the way it's looking, you out here partying, you don't feel guilty. You feel like you didn't do nothing wrong, So Lord willing, this video was edifying, and I'm going to close it with giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak Wadash. Double honor to the elders, apostles, great millstone, who rule well and teach well, and who are the true leaders of Israel today, starting with elder apostle on down. And I also like to give double honor to the head and the elder, the man of Israel camp, the Chazak, whom I teach under down here in Greenville, South Carolina. And Shalom teaches, Akim. Shalom.